Here's something most Dubai property buyers don't realize. The person advising them on their biggest investment has probably been in the market for less than 4 years. I'm not being dramatic. The data shows that 70% of active agents today got their real estate license only after 2021. They've only seen the prices go one way, which is up. My name is Tahir Majithia, and at Prime Capital Dubai, we've deployed over 5 billion dirhams across multiple market cycles. And in this video, I'm going to explain why this agent problem is creating a dangerous blind spot for investors, what these new agents constantly get wrong, and how to protect yourself from advice that could cost you serious money. Over the last 2 decades, we've seen Dubai's agent population expand and contract with market cycles. It's predictable. When prices rise, everybody wants to buy a property, sell a property. When markets correct, they disappear. But here's what's different this time. What most investors don't realize is that post-COVID boom attracted an unprecedented wave of new buyers as well as new agents. RERA data shows active license increased by over 300% between 2021 and 2024. Everybody who was coming here was becoming a real estate agent or opening up a real estate business and becoming, a real estate agency. These aren't career professionals who've studied market cycles. They are purely opportunists who've only experienced one direction of this market, which is up. And the cost of taking advice from someone who's never seen a correction, especially in Dubai, it's not just a bad return, it's buying at the wrong point in the cycle, in the wrong area, from the wrong developer. We see it every week. Investors coming to us after making decisions based on hype rather than historical context. What most people get wrong about Dubai's agent problem is thinking it's just about numbers. Yes, we have more agents than ever before, but the real issue is what they haven't seen. Let me give you a concrete example. We recently had a client, a British investor, looking to allocate around 2.5 million dirhams. The agent they had been working was pushing for a new launch in a particular area and comparing it to Dubai's downtown growth story. Now, this sounds very compelling, right? Except anyone who was here in 2014 knows that exact comparison was made about, say, an area like Dubai Sports City, International City, and Dubai Land. And here's what is actually happening on ground. These new agents are pattern matching based on the last 3 or 4 years of data. They see Dubai Marina price rise and they tell you that JVC is the next marina. They see downtown Dubai command premiums, so every new development becomes the next downtown. But they weren't here when Sports City was supposed to be like the next marina, and investors waited a decade just to break even in certain communities. The framework I use to evaluate any market prediction is simple. Has this person seen at least one full cycle? Because in Dubai, that cycle typically runs anywhere between 7 to 10 years. If your advisor started in 2021 or 2022, they've seen exactly one market condition, and which is they've just seen the market go up. That's like a ship captain who's only sailed in calm weather telling you that they can navigate a storm. So if you're taking property advice in 2026, here's what I would verify first. When did this person enter the market? What did they do during the 2014 to 2019, 2020 correction? Can they explain why certain areas recovered while others didn't? If they can't answer these questions with specifics, you're not getting advice, you're just getting guesswork, and you're just speaking to someone who's only bothered about selling, taking a deposit, and making you sign that SPA. Now, understanding market cycles is one piece of the puzzle, but knowing which areas have structural demand versus speculative interest, that requires deep historical data. That's why we've put together the 2026 Investor Strategy Kit. It's a data-backed guide that shows you exactly how different Dubai areas performed across multiple cycles, which corridors have consistent fundamentals, and what indicators actually matter when evaluating a new market. It's free. The link is in the description below. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe to stay updated. Now, let's see what's the comparison trap. What most people get wrong about market comparisons is assuming all growth stories are equal. Every new area gets compared to a successful precedent, but correlation isn't causation. Here's a perfect example. Last month, we reviewed a pitch deck. So an agent had prepared for one of our clients. It showed Dubai South's infrastructure timeline alongside downtown Dubai's price appreciation, let's say from 2009, 10, going till 2020. The implication was clear, similar infrastructure, similar returns, but here's what the comparison missed entirely. The downtown Dubai had one thing which Dubai South doesn't, which is the scarcity in a proven corridor. Now, I'm not saying that an area is good or bad. I'm just showing you that you cannot compare two very different areas and make an investment decision based on that. There was no competing supply. Today, Dubai South competes with areas such as JVC, JVT, Arjan, Furjan, and Dubai Land, and a lot of other mega developments. The dynamics of all areas are completely different. Here's what's actually driving these false comparisons. New agents learn by mimicking what works. They just go to developers' offices, and whatever the developer is training them, they just hear that and they are just copy pasting that and repeatedly telling you the same story, what they've been taught. They hear experienced agents refer downtown or marina success stories, so they borrow those narratives, but they don't understand the underlying fundamentals that made those areas work. It's like copying someone's investment strategy without understanding why they made those choices. Just because one particular type of property gives you, great return, that doesn't mean that the same developer developing everywhere will be the same returns. That is not how real estate investment works. The pattern we see repeatedly is this. Agent shows beautiful renders, quotes infrastructure spending, makes aspirational comparisons, but when you ask about absorption rates, tenant demographics, or competing supply in the corridor, they pivot back to the renders. That's your signal that you're getting a sales pitch and not analysis. So when someone compares a new area to an established one, here are three questions that matter. What was the competitive landscape when the area which they're comparing to, the established area, was launched? What was the population and employment base? And most importantly, what happened to the 5 areas that they were supposed to be the next big thing, but they didn't become? Now, this gets me to another section, which is finding real expertise. What most people get wrong about choosing an advisor is focusing on the wrong signals. They look at awards, social media followers, or how many properties someone claims to have sold. None of that tells you that if they understand market cycles. Just because someone sold a lot doesn't mean that who they sold it to made money. None of that tells you if they understand what different market cycles mean. What does a low market cycle and what does a high cycle mean? We had a situation last year that illustrates this perfectly. An investor came to us after putting deposits on 3 off-plan properties. His agent was young, energetic, top producer at his brokerage, had convinced him to concentrate his entire portfolio in one emerging area with one particular developer. When we asked why that specific area, the answer was revealing. The investor said me, it's where all the smart money is going right now. Here's what the agent didn't know, because he was not here prior to 2021 in this market. In 2014, 2015, smart money was all going in for Dubai Land. In 2007, it was going to Dubai Sports City, following the crowd. Dubai has historically been one of the fastest ways to get trapped in an illiquid asset. And I don't blame anyone. The reason behind this is the marketing sometimes is so amazing that you can really not differentiate between what actually you should be putting your money in, and sometimes the hype that all the noise you hear about a project or an area makes you think that, oh, I should be putting my money here. But here's what actually separates experienced advisors from newcomers. They talk about cycles, not just current prices. They reference what happened to similar developments in previous downturns. This is one of the reasons why me or my company, we avoid selling a lot of properties. Probably 70-80% of the properties which get launched in off-plan, we don't promote for a very simple reason, because we've seen it. I have seen it myself, what has happened with certain developments and certain developers when the markets go wrong. Just because a superstar is associating with a project, that doesn't mean that this project will be successful. I have seen the same superstar get associated with a project in 2014 and that project never kicked off. But this is what a lot of people ignore. So this is the reason why I always tell my investors that I'm not saying you work with me only. Whoever you're working with, make sure they were here for at least 10 years to understand different cycles, because right now, 2026, we are going through a cycle again. Because of the conflict, the markets have softened, and the shift which is happening in the market, only people who've been here for a long time, understand the geography of Dubai properly, will be able to navigate this cycle. That's why a lot of agents can't explain why an area like Business Bay recovered faster than Sports City after the 2014 to 2019, 2020 decline. They understand that Dubai's market isn't monolithic. It's a collection of micro markets with vastly different fundamentals. The question that reveal real expertise aren't about today's prices. They are about pattern recognition. Ask any advisor this: which areas held value best during the 2014 correction and why? What's the difference about this cycle compared to the previous cycles? Which developers have actually delivered through a downturn? If they can't answer with specifics, with data, with example, with nuances, then you're not talking to an advisor. You're just talking to someone who's learning on your dollar. So here's my practical framework for vetting expertise. First, verify years in market, not just as an agent, but also in Dubai. You should ask about what they were doing in this period 2014 to 2019 specifically. Did they see Dubai? Did they know what the market was? And the third request, examples of areas or projects they recommended against and why. And anyone can talk about wins. Experience shows in what you choose not to do. Now look guys, it's one thing to understand the theory, it's another to execute on it, because every investor's situation is different. Your budget, your passport, your timeline, your tax position, all of these can change the strategy. If you want a clear plan tailored to your specific situation, book a strategy call with me or my team. We'll look after your objectives, your capital, and your timeline, and we'll tell you honestly whether Dubai makes sense for you right now or no. And if it doesn't, we'll tell you that too. The link is in the description. Now, everything I've covered today assumes you can identify the right advisor, but that raises an equally important question. Once you have a good advice, which areas in Dubai actually make sense for serious capital in 2026? Because the answer isn't what most people expect. That's exactly what I'm going to break down in my next video. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it.